What's up, fungal associates? Welcome to Completely Arbortrary. It's the podcast about trees and other related topics. I am one of your three hosts for the day.
Hello, I'm number 2.
I'm Alex Crowson. The voice you just heard was Casey Clapp, and host number 3 is currently licking her paw. That's right, it's a dog named Dolly.
Yes, this is Dolly. I'm house sitting for my friends, and this is their lovely dog.
Dolly is very sweet, very cute. Maybe a tiny bit of anxiety here.
A little bit.
So we are gonna, because dogs are so reactive off of your energy, we are gonna have a very cool, chill conversation.
I'm getting nervous about your language right now.
We are gonna have a really cool, chill conversation. I swear to God.
I swear to God, it's gonna be really cool.
Well, Casey, the big exciting news, of course, is that we are currently holding a pre-sale.
I'm so friggin' stoked about that.
Me too, man. We have several new incredible pieces of merch, and you can find pre-orders for all of them. Dolly wants to talk on mic.
No.
At arbortrarypod.com, ARBORTRARY pod.com, we have a new tote bag.
One new tote bag in the colors black and white.
We have a refill of our original tote bag in a new color of white. These are, when we say white, it's really cream. We have a new sweatshirt.
We do. We have a new sweatshirt. Tell them about it.
I'll tell the people about it. Basically, remember our Dawn Redwood sweatshirt, everybody? Excuse me. Remember our Dawn Redwood t-shirt, long sleeve tee?
Yes.
We had that same artist draw a similar collage of parts for the Oregon white oak. That's right, I said the Oregon white oak.
That's right, he did. Don't you ever get it.
So go to arbortrarypod.com and you can get all these amazing things. Our very first sweatshirt.
Yes.
A brand new tote bag. It's incredible.
I think I'm most excited, Alex, about our newest tote, which is some artwork that we got many years ago.
Yes.
And that is now going to be on a tote. And I think half the reason that we decided to do 2 different colors is because we were mocking up this design, and you flip the colors and put it on a black thing, a black tote. And I was like, that looks great. And you're like, I really like that.
It really popped.
Yeah, it looks really good. So we're excited. This is all for the holidays. So we'll have the pre-sales open till Black Friday.
Yes.
Then, if you order by Black Friday, we will have it all sent out before Christmas.
Yes.
I promise.
We double dare promise.
Yes, we do.
And with that, Casey, we got to talk about a tree today.
Oh, Alex. Don't we ever.
We're talking about that Fraser Fir and scrambled eggs. But we got to do so after a quick break. We'll be right back with Completely Arbortrary. Welcome back. Dolly, I think for the first time, has noticed my dehumidifier.
Yes.
And she did that thing that dogs do that I love, where they just suddenly
look up, eyes wide.
Like they got hit, like their reset button got hit.
Yeah, exactly. They saw you in the room for the first time, and they're like, I swear to God, you weren't just there.
And they stopped panting.
Yeah. That's exactly what she just did.
I do a pretty good impression of a dog who sees something far away that they want.
You really do. I think the
Have
issue
you seen
is... yeah, oh, I know, of course, yeah.
Okay, let me do it for you again.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, you know what? Okay, I have
I'm not
comments.
done.
You were how many times
It
do you do
goes
it?
like 3 rotations. That's the joke.
Okay, all right.
Whatever. We're moving on. Casey,
Alex,
let's talk about Fraser Fir.
No, I need to give you a comment. You need to believe in your eyes that there was something new. Your eyes did not tell me that was new. Your eyes, they just were like, and change.
So you decided instead of moving on to our tree that you needed to insult my acting.
No, Alex.
So that I could learn a lesson.
It's not a lesson. It's not an insult. It is feedback because I want you to be the best that you can be.
Feedback is insults.
Okay, everyone, note that. If you want to give any feedback, give it to me, and I will give it to Alex as a compliment.
Casey, let's talk about today's tree.
Let's do it.
Let's imagine, as we do every episode, that you and I are walking through the lobby of a radio station in Seattle. And we come across the Fraser Fir. Let's ID this tree.
All right. Well, first off, it is probably likely during the holidays because the only way you're ever going to find the Fraser Fir growing or even planted or even remotely anywhere near a radio show in Seattle would be if it was planted or growing or set in whatever regard as a Christmas tree.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a long-winded way to say this tree is not from there. It's from the southern Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, how about that? I love it down there.
It's a nice area. Now, so this is a fir tree, a true fir. This is Abies fraseri, and it is the high elevation fir for the lower southeastern mountains.
Can I tell you what I know about true firs?
Yes, you may.
They have dehiscent cones.
That is right, Alex.
Which means that
Nailed it.
they grow upright.
Yes.
And when they fall apart, instead of falling down on the ground in one piece, they fall apart scale by scale.
Scale by scale,
and then
one
you're
at a
left with
time.
that single axis in the middle.
That's it. Exactly right. And that is usually something that people get kind of freaked out about. They're like, wow, there's like these spikes growing out of the branches of my tree.
And you say, no, wait, you misunderstand.
So this is one of the trees that I found when I was going through the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, hiking along the Appalachian Trail through the park in particular.
Cool.
So it grows only in that like small section from the very top northeastern corner of Georgia through the mountains between Tennessee and North Carolina up to Virginia with one little kind of popping, like a little tiny grove in West Virginia.
Okay.
Otherwise, as you go further north, it transitions into the balsam fir.
Oh.
Now, this is kind of a bit of a point of contention, but the balsam fir is Abies balsamea. We, if you're smart enough to join the cone club, which I know you all are, so go do it, you can get a cone of each of these two trees. The only difference really between them, aside from a few small things, are between the cones.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're basically the same tree.
Well, should we start with the cones?
We should start with the cones.
Let's do it.
And that way you can tell them apart. Taxonomically, though, we're not really going to dive into it.
Okay.
But suffice it to say, right now, we hold them as two different species.
Got it.
Abies balsamea, that has cones that grow exactly the same, except their bracts are smaller than the scales, so you don't see them.
Okay.
Versus the Fraser fir that grows a little bit further down, it has bracts that are exerted. So they grow just slightly outside of the scales.
Yeah, little mouse butts.
Little mouse butts just kind of popping out. Otherwise, for all intents and purposes, pretty much the same tree. So that is kind of this kind of contentious point that no one really seems worried about, but for the most part, they're like their cone and their needles exactly the same. They are a true fir, so their needles are singly attached, and they have little like suction cup rounded bases where they attach.
Interesting.
And on these little guys, they all just kind of pop out. They grow in a really nice fashion, very dense and kind of point upwards towards the top of the twig. But they're not really like super flat. They're not very like glaucous or anything like that. They just kind of look like kind of generic fir needles for all intents and purposes.
Fir F friendly.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So they have a little rounded tip, and they're kind of waxy and I don't know, for a needle, a little pudgy. You know, like you kind of squeeze them. You're like, oh, look at that little baby fat on them. So that looks almost exactly the same. We already kind of talked about the cone. They maybe get about 3 or 4 inches tall. They're not like wildly huge cones. They're just big enough to where you're like, okay, yeah, there's a cone. I actually looked. I was on Clingman's Dome. That's one of the highest points in North Carolina / Tennessee. It's on the Appalachian Trail.
Clingman's Dome.
Clingman's Dome. And yeah, what do you? I see you smirking over there.
I don't know.
Alex, share with the class if you have anything to say.
It just sounds like something.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I want this to simmer over the episode.
I know. It sounds a little anatomical.
It does. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Quick Dolly update. She's chilling.
She is leaning on my leg. I'm sitting cross-legged. Well, I have my left leg crossed over my right, and she is on it.
And she's doing that thing where her face fat is like, and her skin is like being pushed.
She's like, I'm okay. Everything's okay.
Yeah, she's chilling.
Nice.
Okay, Casey, go ahead.
Anyway, the other thing about this is that the trees don't grow very tall. They only get about 25 meters, which is about 80 feet tall.
Okay.
They're not the biggest tree in the world. And I guess I'm usually comparing things to a lot of our trees that grow out here. And like an 80-foot tall Douglas fir would be an imposing tree, but it would also be like adolescent.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be
teenager.
like, It's kind of it's a tall tree, but it's not like a tall tree.
Yeah, for sure.
And like a big Doug fir, if you go to any of our forests, they're getting past 100 feet without even blinking in like 50 years.
Well, this is conifer country.
Exactly. This is conifer country.
So is this good? Is this tall for a conifer on that side of the country?
I think so, yeah, it is. And so they usually grow at these high elevations, so they're also kind of tucked in at places where there's not a whole lot else that would be growing up there.
Okay.
So they grow as tall as they can. They get battered down by wind and storms and things like that. And they also grow with Picea rubens, which is the red spruce.
That's right.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, so lovely little tree. You can only find them at the top of those mountains.
Casey, can we talk about the bark?
We can sure talk about the bark. I have bad news.
It's utility bark.
It's just like so not interesting.
Yeah.
Gray, thin, smooth, develops a couple little scales and kind of turns grayish after that. Maybe a little crack here or there.
That's the worst kind of utility bark. Gray and smooth.
It's gray and smooth, but then it becomes cracky, but it's not like
who
it's not like
cares?
nice, It's really not something to jump out of your skin about.
However, the cone I think is the real money here.
I do like the cone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, again, go join the cone club and you can go get that.
Yeah.
We have it for sale
Yes.
right now. In fact, if you're good, I think it might actually be for sale, not in the cone club.
Every cone of the month that is older than 1 year is now public domain.
Yeah, that's right.
On our normal old merch page, arbortrarypod.com/merch.
So, the cone, I think you're right. It's the thing that makes it like, it's a fir. It's what makes it interesting and curious and beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, it is a true fir. There are about, I think, 45 different species of true firs. Let me just check that. I'm sorry,
Wow.
52, according to the Gymnosperm database.
That's a good number.
It's a good number. It makes it the fourth largest conifer genre.
That's funny.
Yeah, genus, I guess I should say.
52 and it's fourth.
Exactly.
That's
Now,
crazy.
Here's a little quick quiz. What's number 1, 2, and 3?
I'm going to say spruce.
No.
Pine, of course.
Yes. Okay. There's one.
Is this worldwide?
This is worldwide. Do you want me to give you a hint?
I think you should just tell me the answers.
The hint is they have adapted to be eaten by birds.
Yews.
Yews? No. Damn it.
What?
Junipers.
Juniper. Well, that was my other guess because of the berry thing.
Yeah, exactly. So you weren't. You took the hint and you got the one of the three that isn't included. It's junipers and podocarps.
I would have not got podocarp.
Yes. So in order, it is Pinus, Podocarpus, Juniperus, and then Abies.
Okay.
So all of our Abies, they most likely originated right here in the West. In fact, potentially California.
Cool.
That's where the genus actually started. That's where
Wow.
they began. Then they moved over to Europe, and now there's a bunch of different diversity centers in the West, in the Himalayas, Southeast Asia. In fact, Mexico included in the West. But what happened over in the East is the Appalachian Mountains are very consistently over millions and millions of years getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Sure.
So the tallest mountain is, I think, Mount Mitchell in the at least southern Appalachians, and it's like 6,600 feet. That's where you can find these trees growing, but that's the height.
Yeah.
That's the highest. You don't really see many of our trees growing until 3,000 feet, and they grow all the way up in the west to snowline, depending on where you're at. So that could be 11,000 feet in one place. It could be 5,000 feet in another.
Interesting.
So our Fraser fir, it's growing at the highest of these elevations over in this part of the world, and they are kind of the last of the conifers that grow at those high elevations, because that highest elevations are kind of becoming shorter and shorter over time.
Kind of sounds like a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, it kind of is. And you know what the sad part is about this little fish? Is that there is an insect called the woolly adelgid.
Oh, no.
And it is absolutely hammering these guys.
It's got an appetite for fish.
It does. It has an appetite for fish, and that is just,
That was silly. That was silly.
I should have kept going. I tried, and then I panicked.
I think that the dog is throwing us off.
Oh.
And I think we should kick her out.
I think we should. We're gonna just put her outside.
She is such a good girl.
Yeah, she's
Although
having a nice time.
I think she should be called Doggy.
Doggy.
Doggy Parton.
Doggy. Well, I think she's named after Dolly Parton specifically.
But she is a dog, so I thought it would be funny if she were called Doggy Parton.
I see. Okay, I'm with that. Okay, so the balsam woolly adelgid is just hammering the shit out of these trees. Both this and the balsam fir that grows to the further north.
What kind of insect is it? A beetle?
It's not a beetle. It's an adelgid, which is kind of like a scale insect or an aphid kind of thing. Like they're all kind of pretty closely related.
Ugh.
Yeah, they're just these tiny little guys that stick their little mouth parts in, and they inject this kind of chemical that basically gets the tree to like block its water systems.
Oh no!
And it kind of just fills it up. It sucks the juice, but then it stops the tree from like protecting itself, and then it just kind of ends up killing itself by just cutting off its water all over the place on all these twigs, and the tree ends up dying.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's really too bad. So the biggest trees are like 80 feet tall that have ever been measured, 150 years, because we didn't really pay too much attention. Then in 1908, I think, this insect got introduced to the United States. And it's like, well, now everything's just kind of getting destroyed. All the old trees were probably also cut down. So we just don't have like the big, giant, old forests like we used to.
Bummer.
So the biggest, oldest trees are like, I don't know, 2-3 feet in diameter, which is just like, wait, what? They're like new oak trees that have grown in the last 100 years that are twice that size.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it really is. So they're kind of getting themselves, they're in a pickle. This is one of those trees that, if we really pay attention, might be like one of the first to just completely kick the bucket because of climate change.
To go the way of the dodo.
Exactly, because as it gets hotter, then now you can get trees that grow at lower elevation taking over at higher elevations. And because the trees can't go to a higher elevation, they have to go further north. But there's already trees further north. That's where the balsam fir is. So unfortunately, this could be, whether it's a species or a subspecies or a variety, it could be on its way out. It's like in 100 years, 200 years maybe. But in a tree's lifespan, that's like nothing.
So I see. So as it gets warmer, trees that grow at lower elevations will start to outcompete. They need to get up so they don't get drowned out.
Yeah, conceivably, yeah.
And then these trees will be like, where do we go? Where do we go? We can't go up. Let's go up on a map. North.
Yes.
And then they start going north, but the balsam firs are all standing there like, this is kind of balsam territory.
Yeah, like we're kind of here.
Much like Carth, they shut their gates to these poor stragglers.
Yes.
And then they just die.
Where's Carth?
Casey, A Song of Ice and Fire. When Daenerys Targaryen tries to get into the city of, I think it's Carth.
Yes. I was thinking Carthage. And I was like, that's not the word I'm thinking of. You're thinking Carth with a Q.
Yes.
I see.
And they shut their gates.
It's true. Alex, I know it seems like we're talking about climate change here today. We're not. So here's the thing. I actually wanted to talk about the Fraser Fir for a very particular reason.
Tell me.
I'm reading a book by Zoe Schlanger, which many of you have probably heard of, called Light Eaters.
Okay.
The Light Eaters. And essentially what Schlanger did is look into the new kind of research coming out about plant intelligence. Now, you may recall years ago we talked about the Secret Life of Plants. It is by Baxter and something else. Okay. No, I can't remember all the folks, but it's like this pseudoscience about trees being able to feel and see and understand and almost like have telepathy kind of things. And it ended up causing like a New York Times bestseller sensation. People read it, but like the science in it was bad, like not good science.
I see.
So it ended up getting like blown way out of proportion and caused this huge blowback in terms of funding, because it was kind of like this, oh my God, this is what a quack job of a idea of plants being able to feel and communicate. Oh, whatever. Yeah. So the funding for like this research just kind of went and dried up. Because it dried up, nobody was able to actually look into, well, is there a way that we could do good science with this and like learn, and maybe plants do have something more? And it ended up becoming this thing that has been this like really slow burn for like 40 or 50 years until very recently did it start to actually gain a little bit more momentum by these people who almost lost their careers, in some cases probably did, talking about the idea that plants are able to do a lot more than we think. And one of the particulars that was brought up by Schlanger is the idea of plants being able to feel. And she brought up one of my favorite things to ever talk about, which you have heard, we've talked about, I think the drunken forest, the black spruce many years ago.
Yeah.
We talked about thigmomorphogenesis.
Wait a minute. I forget what that means.
It is essentially the physiological responses from trees in terms of how they build themselves.
Oh, yes.
To physical touch.
That's right.
Or whatever the equivalent of physical touch is. So wind,
external pressures.
Exactly. Wind and gravity, or if you literally come and just push it, or something walks by it, or you constantly rub your finger along the edge of a stem or something like that.
My favorite example of this, Casey, of thigmomorphogenesis is tree like the bristlecone pine, for example, that grows in a single specimen on the top of a mountain and gets beaten and battered by wind all day and grows in a spiral because it's doing the Matrix bullet time.
Exactly,
dip.
where it's moving constantly. So you see that in the structure, how the plant actually grows.
Super cool.
Yeah, one of my favorites is a tree's Dolly update.
Dolly butt right
she
now.
She is twisting around and just did the classic slap me in the face.
She truly is sitting on that couch like a human.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Like patiently looking at the door, being like, "Are you guys done yet? This podcast sucks."
Like you're her mom who brought her shopping. She's
exactly. Okay, so in this case, what was brought up in Light Eaters is the idea that kind of threw me for like what?
Were you flabbergasted?
I was flabbergasted. I was reading through it, and she brought this up, and I was like, oh, of course, yeah, I love this. I knew this was going to come because this is essentially the idea that if a tree is in a different position or in a different place or however the environment is affecting it, it will grow in a different way.
Yeah.
But what Schlanger is talking about is saying, well, it's not that they only grow in a different way. It's not that they produce a certain kind of wood or they increase their flexibility. They do all these things. We need to ask the question, like, how is it making this decision? Because it doesn't have a brain. Plants don't have brains. But we can see them having a reaction to stimulus that makes them more suited and better adapted to withstand and survive whatever that thing is.
Sure.
Right?
Like, why doesn't it just, when it's blown by a tremendous amount of wind, why doesn't it just break in half?
Yeah, exactly.
Why does it like adapt to that wind and find a new way to grow?
Exactly. And it does. Like, it turns out that these plants are doing it. Specifically, she brought up in Plants Feeling, I think it's the 4th chapter, which this is a book I'm reading really slowly because I'm like really fascinated by everything they talk about.
And again, this is called Light Eaters?
This is called The Light Eaters, yeah. And one of the things that she says right after this is, thigmomorphogenesis is how trees grow, but it's actually an immune response, essentially.
Interesting.
And I was like, huh? And it turns out, so there's a couple different research papers that she cites, and they say a tree has a thigmomorphogenetic response.
Whoa.
I love that. Isn't that great? Add one more syllable onto an 18-syllable word.
That's pretty cool. And it's the word genetic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, so Schlanger brings up 3 main scientific papers.
Okay.
And one is about the loblolly pine. One is about the thigmomorphogenetic response of Fraser Fir, both that grow down in the southeast. So this is where the researchers were like, yeah, okay, we're just going to use these trees here.
Gotcha.
And then one of the famous Arabidopsis. That's the plant that we've talked about a bunch. It's like the lab rat of the plant world.
Okay.
If you're going to study a plant, they're like, go get me some Arabidopsis.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Oh yeah, it's like I think we've brought it up a few different times.
It's just like really good to study.
Exactly.
Like
it grows fast and you can mess with the genes. Like,
sure.
Yeah, it's a rat in the sense that we use mice and rats to like do all these different science stuff, for better or worse. They do it with this plant.
Cool.
So this other study basically, or these 3 together, found that if you were to see one of these trees, one of these Fraser firs, growing in the forest, it will have a thigmomorphogenic response to touch, in that if you walk by it or something hits it or wind hits it, it stops growing up. It stops elongating its needles and essentially goes into defensive mode. So like I'm growing, I'm having a good time, everything seems great, then a deer brushes up against me. The tree, the plant, whatever these plants are, not necessarily every plant, of course, we can't generalize, some probably do, some probably don't. Essentially, it stops doing everything and almost says, what's going on? And then when everything's fine, continues to grow up.
Because its default biological imperative, which is a phrase that I'm familiar with, is to grow up and out.
Yes, that's what it wants to do.
Thicker.
Yes, mostly upwards.
Okay.
In fact, the thigmomorphogenic response is stop growing up and grow out. So, if you are a tree that is bending over a little bit, say you're growing on the edge of a forest to get light, then gravity is pulling you down.
Okay.
When gravity is pulling you down, you are now basically having more stress on a certain part of your plant, namely the one that is getting pulled going down. So on the other side, you would create more wood to help hold yourself up, or put more compression wood on that lower side to help push yourself up, right? So if you are in a thigmomorphogenic response mode, you stop growing up because you're getting too many things pushing you left and right. You start to grow more diameter. So it's like why an open grown tree is a big, wide, low kind of thing, and a forest grown tree is tall and skinny, because they're not dealing with all of those, all the forces, right?
Okay.
So all these forest trees, they're getting buffered by all these other forest trees. They can just go straight up. They don't have to build their really intense walls. If you're open grown, you're just one tree in the middle of a field, you're getting hit by every little bit of wind and weather on all sides. So you basically grow shorter and squatter. So you're bigger and wider and tougher, but you don't get as tall.
I'm really interested in the threshold of when it kicks into thigmo. We have to come up with a shorter name for that.
Let's just call it thigmo.
Like if a bird walks up and pecks on its bark,
Activated.
Really?
Yes.
That's such a small. I mean, how does it ever grow? How does it ever grow up?
Yes, that's a great question.
It's got to be in that emergency mode constantly.
Now that is
doesn't grow in a vacuum.
That's kind of the thing. But it switches on and off. So the bird pecks on it, or the deer comes by and nibbles on it. It's like, what? Emergency mode. Like it feels that something's pushing on it.
Yeah.
It will put more wood in more like tracheids, literally the cells that are the vascular system inside the wood cells. It will build more of those on one side in the normal thing that we expect for the thigmomorphogenic, the thig mode response, right?
Isn't that sort of thig mode?
Thig mode.
I'm going thig mode.
Yes.
Isn't that sort of like an overreaction?
Now, that is the thing that I don't think so.
Okay.
And the reason that I don't think so is because I continued to read the book, and I read like the next couple pages.
Okay.
And it turns out that it being an immune response is not just it being like, oh, I need to toughen myself up. I need to get strong so that I can take on whatever force is hitting me. If it's a deer walking by, if it is a bird landing on my branch, if it's wind or gravity, plants, Fraser Fir, other trees, other plants in general, will have an immune response, which is basically them allotting different amounts of their energy in their budget at that exact moment, or within like a couple seconds or minutes or hours. Basically say, oh, something's happening. Instead of me growing up, I am now going to prepare all of my cells for danger. So if the stimulus is something brushes by, then the plants stop growing up, stop elongating at the cellular level, and basically get ready to be eaten.
Wow.
And when they get ready to be eaten, they're basically sitting there waiting. If something nibbles on one of their branches, they are more likely to more quickly put out their defensive compounds.
Okay.
They're more likely to get ready to compartmentalize and fight off anything that's about to come in through that wound.
Let's say that animal that was gonna eat a little leaf decides not to.
Yeah.
And just keeps walking. How long does it take for the tree to go, okay, danger's gone. Let's turn back into grow mode?
Yes, like within an hour.
Really?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, is this like a year-long process?
No, yeah.
Within an hour?
It's like within a relative time frame that you're like, oh yeah, I would be too. It's like, imagine an animal is walking through and hears something and gets kind of like spooked. It's like, oh shit, something's over there. They're going to be on like high alert for a little bit.
Sure. But in a few minutes, they're like back to doing their thing.
Yes, conceivably. Yeah. Now, if they run and they're like really watching it, they have all day to be like, I am paying attention. It's more important for me to be like 100% sure than it is for me to just be like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
And
It's life and death.
exactly. So in this case, it's life and death for the trees. But what is kind of coming to light is that trees are not just like bystanders there. And when you bite them, they have this mechanical response. That mechanical response being, oh, I just got my leaf got bit, which that wound makes me then respond by putting out these chemicals into the air, into my leaves that then say, I'm going to be less palatable, so I'm less likely to get eaten. It's more like as soon as something rubs up or hits it or some kind of force attacks it, or if not attacks, just strikes it in the case of like wind, they'll be like, ooh, something's up. Okay, everything's cool. And then it will continue to grow. So it'll like turn itself on and off in terms of its immune response. And this makes sense because if a tree gets blown really hard, the top is really bent, it's really in a big gale kind of force thing, then the top snaps off. The tree is not getting eaten, but it now has a wound that it needs to deal with. And it needs to tell all of those cells around it to get ready to compartmentalize and fight off any bacterial infection.
Wow.
Any fungal infection, anything at all.
You think the tree has like categories of emergency response?
Yes.
Like something ate my leaves. Go DEFCON 2.
Yes.
Something broke off a branch. DEFCON 4.
Yes.
Really?
They do.
Like different processes for different kinds of wounds?
Exactly.
That's fucking crazy.
Earlier in this book, you got to read this book, you guys. This is like a mind-blowing thing.
Wow.
Earlier, they talked about the idea of different sage brushes making different chemicals that are more attuned to its family group, like its closest genetic kin. There's a certain chemical that it and its kin know really well. It's essentially a message in a certain tone and language that only its relatives understand.
Whoa.
But then if it's something larger, it will send out a larger signal that all the sagebrush in the area are going to understand.
Wow.
So there's also things like I think it's tobacco was the example where a tobacco plant will send out a different chemical signal that is directly corresponding to the saliva of the particular caterpillar that is eating it. So caterpillar A eats on the leaf of a tobacco plant. That tobacco plant says, that's caterpillar A, puts out a chemical that calls the predators of exactly that caterpillar A.
And the bird that smells it is like, whoa, so my favorite food is around here somewhere.
Well, it's actually usually like a parasitic wasp or something like that.
Okay, whoa.
But yes, exactly.
Whoa.
And then if it's caterpillar B, it
What a
sends out a
snitch.
different signal to get the caterpillar B's predator to come.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So now, like, I'm only on chapter goddamn 4 here, right? And this is like solid research.
Wow.
That is showing that trees like the Fraser Fir growing at these really high elevations, getting attacked by this insect, they don't know this insect. They don't know the balsam woolly adelgid. They have not grown up with it. It is a species that has come from a different place, right? So it's probably putting out chemicals saying, something's happening, telling all the other trees, but all the other trees are like, I don't know what to do other than put out the normal things that I would because something's attacking us, but that has not got the right predators to come and attack it. So it's essentially dying because it doesn't know how to respond.
Whoa.
But it's not that it's not responding. It is responding because it responds to wind pushing it in an immunoresponsive kind of way.
Wild.
And it can decide in itself, without a brain, how to do these things and what to do. It just, unfortunately, is like getting, it's like the peoples of the Americas. When the diseases from Europe came over, they just did not have an immune response to it at the time. So millions upon millions of people suffered and died from it. It's the same thing that happens with this particular insect on this particular tree. But we know that trees in all the plants, most likely, of course, because of, the scientific method, if we haven't particularly studied it, we can't really say it, but we can extrapolate out. Probably most every plant in the entire world has figured out how to deal with almost everything, and if it hasn't, it dies out. So, well, the important thing here is that even something so small as just an animal brushing by or wind is enough to get a tree not to only say, I'm going to build more wood over here, beep, boop, bop, bop, boop, like I've always thought of thigmomorphogenesis as a a structural thing.
Sure.
It's physiological, but it's just kind of like, my muscles on this side have been strained, so I'm going to build more muscles, you know?
Yeah.
But it's also, my muscles are strained over here. Just in case they break, I'm going to get myself extremely ready to fight off a fungal infection.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's almost like, that makes me think, no, I don't mean to get too heady here.
No, let's do it.
It makes me think that, there what we call a brain is like a very specific thing.
Yes.
It's like a lump of tissue in an animal's head.
Yes. It is that central kind of point, right?
Yes, but what if we think outside the box here? What if we think outside the skull?
Think outside the skull, baby.
And think, brain and a tree. Maybe the tree is the brain.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like every single cell is working independently, but also together.
Yeah, like a brain.
Exactly.
And
that's a wild idea.
Just like a brain, most trees are squishy and pink.
Yeah, everyone
Have you
knows
noticed that?
I'm just now seeing it for the first time.
I guess I just have one comment on this information.
Yes.
Or I guess it's maybe a question, but it might be a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay.
You know these hippies.
Boy, do I.
They go out and they hug these. They're tree huggers. When I hug a tree,
yes,
is that tree going like my friends who struggle with human connection? Are they going? What's happening? Don't touch me. I've got to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
Even when I just put my hand on the tree, it knows.
Yes, we know because we actually have seen the stress responses. Jasmonate, I think is what it is a chemical that is related to this. So jasmonate and calcium are found. So if you touch a cell, a plant, it actually sends out a bunch of electrical pulses. And we know that because we can see the calcium buildup inside the cells based on how ions move. They kind of leaves this little trail. So the more that this electrical charge is going through, the more calcium's built up. Again, Schlanger talks about this all over the place in this book, way better than I ever could. But we know that they are having this electrical response where you touch it, and the plant's like, zoom, I know I'm being touched.
Weird.
Yes, and it tells the entire plant. That is why the thigmomorphogenetic, the Thig mode, turns on. Because it moves, because it feels something touching it, it radiates throughout the whole tree, and the whole tree's like, something's touching me.
So when I
ready.
When I touch a little piece of bark on the quadrant 1,
yeah,
every cell of the tree in quadrant 4 knows that I'm touching it?
Conceivably, yes.
I don't like that.
Now, I will say...
Let's cut down all the trees.
Okay, yeah. Oh, we got to get them out of here.
Wow.
They're watching us.
Truly.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we've already talked about the fact that trees can see in the dark. They can see everything.
Yeah.
We know that they can count days and have a memory.
Tell time.
We don't know how they do it, but we know they do it. So it's not too much of a stretch to also say, well, they also know when they're being touched and moved because we can see the response growth built into their wood.
And now we know that it can call the predator of its predator.
Yes.
To come help it.
It really makes you believe that the happening is like a premonition kind of story.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's wild. Now, I don't know, to get a little bit more of a fine point on your exact point, if you touch the outside bark of a big tree like a Douglas fir, I don't know that it will really be like, zing, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Because the bark is really thick. The outside is known to be dead. But if you push really hard on it, you would certainly have some amount of that pressure transferred into the cambium layer where there is a lot of living stuff.
Like if I'm wearing a giant fuzzy coat and you just brush the outside of it, I'm not going to know you're doing that.
Exactly. But if you just add a little bit of pressure,
I'll feel it.
You'll feel it. And you may not be like, I know exactly what that is, but you'll be like, there's a little bit of pressure right there.
Yeah.
And that's enough conceivably to make you turn your head.
Sure. Which is an immunoresponse.
Because you're about to sneeze.
I knew I'd use that wrong. Oh, well.
No, you
Casey, we got to give a rating to the Fraser Fir. I'm so excited to do it, but we got to do so after a quick break. We'll be right back with Completely Arbortrary. The podcast that knows you're listening to it. Welcome back. That was our discussion of the Fraser Fir. It's time to give it a rating. And here's how it works, Case. We're going to give some final thoughts on this tree. And then give it a rating of 0 to 10 golden cones of honor. As our resident expert, we'll begin with you.
All right. A part of me loves, a big tree that's got something going on. This Fraser Fir does not. It's fine. It's adorable. It's great. It's like, oh, well, there's a bunch of Fraser Firs. Okay, come in. I'm just going to walk through. They don't really do it for me, Like, I have yet to see...
Nature's default tree.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, we're at a certain elevation? Okay, great. Let's just pop a fir on it and call it good.
You got to edit the template. You can't just copy and paste the template.
This feels like a copy-paste.
Yeah.
Now, I know that is going to hurt feelings, and I'm very sorry, Fraser Fir, but the other side of this, our big flaw in our show, is that we can only choose one tree and talk about one topic with it, which sometimes gives that particular tree a higher rating because of the thing we talked about. Now, in this case, I am in particular thinking about the fact that I'm coming to the conclusion that I feel like was always there, but I wanted to know more, is that trees are far more dynamic. Like I said, I've known this, and I tell people this all the time. Intuitively, but this is more dynamic in ways that I haven't even quite imagined or thought about. And an immune response from being touched, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's true. So now I'm like, okay, Fraser Fir, whatever, you dime a dozen on certain mountains. Yes, okay, you're dying from these things. Cool, aren't we all? And then there's this, and then there's that. It's like the tree's fine. If I was just giving it the tree, honestly, I'd be 5.6. It would be a low score. But the fact that I now have to trust that the Fraser Fir, if I said I give you a 5.6, the Fraser Fir conceivably has an opinion on that.
Sure.
At this point, you know.
Hurt its feelings.
Exactly. The tree's like, well, fuck, you're an asshole, man. I'm trying my best up here.
I've been listening to your podcast for 5 years.
Yeah,
that's all I get.
Oh, geez, that's all I get. So, a part of me is very much I don't know, if any tree, in particular Fraser Fir, can have all these responses and is far more of a dynamic part of its world, which of course it is. It has to be. But this, putting such a fine point on it makes me want to give it a 6.5.
Okay.
Instead of a 5.6, I give you a 6.5 because you're alive. I don't know. It's just it's crazy for me to think about it.
Is that your score?
That is my score, 6.5.
Okay, 6.5.
Sorry if I was not clear about that.
That's okay. I thought maybe you were still kind of riffing on the idea.
No, I do like the idea of a 6.5 because it's great, but it's not that great. But also, I have this little part of me who's every single score I've given for any tree is now potentially a reason for that tree to either be what?
Yeah.
Come on. And I kind of feel bad.
Or feel very, depending on the tree, feel very boastful.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, some trees are I got 10 out of 10. What about you?
What'd you get?
Oh, I got 4. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Even with Umvelt?
Even with Umvelt? Yeah. Oh my God. We didn't even talk about that. This is the Umvelt. This is the world experience from the tree. We've talked about this.
I know. That's because I'm in 6.5?
Yes, 6.5.
Here's the problem with me having a podcast today. I can't fucking talk.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
Well, your mouth is all gummed up.
You think I have too many gums?
Yeah.
All right. I'll cut some out later tonight.
Yeah, get rid of those and take that gum out of your mouth also. And just
sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, here's my thoughts on the Fraser Fir. I think it's just okay. I really like fir needles.
Yes.
I like that they're friendly.
They are?
I misidentified a fir the other day.
Oh.
Or should I say I misidentified a spruce.
Oh, geez.
And I grabbed, and I said, oh, fir, friendly. And I grabbed its needles. And then I remembered, wait, no, you have to grab its needles before you decide if it's friendly.
Yes, yeah, that is true.
And it poked me so bad. It hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And I looked at it how does something so small hurt so bad?
Yeah.
I don't care for this tree. I don't really care about this tree.
Wow.
I like true fir.
Okay.
I like true cedar.
So that's where it's getting these points.
I think they're kind of legit. The OGs, you guys are false cedars.
Dude,
I'm a true cedar.
Yeah, 4th largest,
Yeah, that's
well,
cool.
Not the cedar, but the firs.
The whole thing you brought up about thigmomorphogenesis, thig mode,
yeah,
is fucking cool.
Why?
But if all plants do it, then I don't see a reason. If everybody gets an A+, then nobody got an A+.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna neglect that fun fact.
You're a bell curve kind of guy.
I'm going with 4.5.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Wow.
You should have showed up better.
Yeah, you should have been
Fraser
taller.
Fir.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's harsh.
Yeah, come on. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. You give me an 80-foot conifer and expect me to be... Nah.
Listen, our shore pines get 80 feet, okay? And they're on the ocean side. Wow, I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, I don't. Casey, it's time for a game.
Oh, let's do it. Do you got another song?
This one, no.
Everyone, go listen to last week's episode. I don't care what you do. Listen to the ads and Alex's song. Everything else is irrelevant.
I got a couple real-world compliments on that from my friends last night.
Okay, nice.
Casey, it's time for a new game.
Okay.
This one is called The Spelling Tree. Here's how this game works, Casey.
Jeez.
I'm going to give you a Latin binomial. You are going to have to spell it. Now, here are the rules. You have 2 chances.
Okay.
So if you start and you fuck up, and you get one more chance.
Oh, am I going to get a buzzer in the middle, like as soon as I misspell it?
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
That's the other rule. You must spell it continuously. You have to just say the letters one after the other.
Do I have to continue with a certain cadence, or can I just not say anything and then say the next letter?
You can have a fun cadence if you want.
Ooh, okay.
Freestyle. But
yes.
don't waste our time.
I understand. Okay. Maybe with the magic of editing, Alex, you make it seem like I did it right.
Yeah. So you have 2 chances, and you have to spell it continuously.
Okay.
And if you ask me the language of origin, just know that it's Latin.
All right, good.
Now here is the rub.
Okay.
I can barely say these things.
Okay, so I don't even know if it's being pronounced correctly.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. First one.
I'm ready.
Pseudotsuga menzizii.
Okay. Pseudotsuga. MENSIEZII.
Casey, that is incorrect.
What? I didn't get a buzzer.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot to give you a buzzer. Mm-hmm. You have the first word correct.
Oh, yes. I think I know what I did. Hold on. I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
First word as before.
Yep.
MENZIESII.
Correct, Casey.
Yes!
Nice job.
That's a Douglas fir.
You really used that second chance to save yourself.
Thank you. I really did. I feel good about that. I feel silly that I did it incorrectly because I know that answer.
Well,
I've written it, I think, literally thousands of times.
Casey, your next word.
What do we got?
Phaeolus schweinitzia.
Wow, you son of a gun. That is not a tree. That is a fungus. That's a cow pie fungus.
That's correct.
Whew, okay. All right. PHAO.
Wait, what?
PHAO LUS.
I'm gonna ask you to repeat that extremely slowly.
Dang
This
it.
is not your second chance. Just repeat that very slowly.
Okay. PHAO LUS. What? PHAOU. What?
Casey.
Phaeolus. I used to know how to spell this.
Phaeolus has a PHAE.
Okay, hold on.
You want a third chance?
Yes.
Go for it.
I will take this out of the next one.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
PHAEOLUS. SCHWEINITZII.
Correct.
Oh, God. I barely scraped by.
Did a good job, though.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, that means you only have one chance
I
on
only
this
have
next
one chance. Okay, I'm okay with this. I can do this. Phaeolus schweinitzii.
Your next binomial. And I'm going to try to give you as much, like, telepathy help here.
Okay, thank you,
as
Alex.
I can. Aesculus hippocastanum.
Great. This is the European horse chestnut. Okay.
That is correct.
Thank you. This is AESCULUS. Aesculus. Hippocastanum. Hippocastum.
Correct, Casey.
Yeah, we're back on
First
par.
try.
Here we go.
Very well done. You're 3 for 5.
Okay, all right. I hope there's some good music in the background here.
Okay, Casey, your next binomial.
Here we go.
Camasiparis lawsoniana.
This is great. Okay, this is the lost in Cyprus. Oh, I can do this. This is CHAMY. Damn it. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so I'm trying to imagine these in my brain, which is how I always do this.
You want me to say it again?
No.
You know how to say it.
Yes, I know how to say it. Camasiparis lawsoniana.
Say it slower.
Camasiparis lawsoniana. However, phonetically, Camasiparis.
Yeah.
So, this would be CHAMAECYPARIS. Camasiparis. Lawsoniana. LAWSONIANA.
Correct, Casey. And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you, everyone. I'm just here all day.
Okay, Casey.
Camasiparis lawsoniana. When I first learned that, I did just always pronounce it Camasiparis.
Camasiparis.
So that I would remember how to spell it. But I'm much better doing this while writing it down.
Sure. I thought about letting you have a pad of paper and a pencil.
Thank you.
However, I learned that in actual spelling bees, they don't allow that.
Oh, okay. So in the spelling tree, same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give you a little... This is our last one here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a preamble.
Okay.
This is not a
Four
tree.
score!
My favorite preamble of all time. This is not a tree. This is a species of flowering plant in the family Asparagaceae.
Oh, no.
The asparagus. Native to the Cape provinces of South Africa.
Okay.
And it's a monocot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. I feel like I have the harder job here.
Just saying it out
this
loud.
fucking word.
Yeah, just let Google try it out.
Ornithogalum adsepten trion avergentulum.
I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time?
You want to go word by word?
No, just try to say it all at once.
Try to say it good.
Yeah, just do your best, but like make it good.
Ornithogalum.
Ornithogalum.
Yep. Adsepten trionis vergentulum.
That cannot be real.
Adsepten trionis vergentulum.
That is insane. That is in itself 3 scientific names.
The epithet it translated means inclined toward the north.
Inclined toward the north.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can I get the first one again? And then, yes, I do want to do it word by word. I'm sweating.
Ornithogalum.
Okay. ORNITHOGAELUM. Or GALLUM.
Or
I think I just heard that someone's at the door and I gotta go.
think of the way that the A sounds and how many L's you need.
GALUM.
Correct.
Oh my God, I'm sweating, Alex. I hate this. The other one, I am going to spell like this. NRCHOPWYXZ.
Casey, that is correct.
Yes! I have absolutely no idea how to spell.
You nailed it.
Whatever that last one is. Say it one more time.
Adsepten trionis vergentulum.
All right, so I'm going to say ADSEPTON, abseptin. What was the rest of that?
Trionis vergentulum.
TRIVERNUS. And that's all I got.
That's incorrect.
Damn it.
Here's how you spell it. ADSEPTENTRIONESVERGENTULUM.
That is the most complicated name I've ever heard. How did you even find that?
I searched most complicated Latin binomial.
What is
And that was one of them.
What is that plant?
It's, I told you.
Well, no, you said it grows somewhere. What's it? Does it have a common name?
Oh, I kind of don't think it does.
Oh, thank God.
The Wikipedia does not mention a common name.
Okay, well, whoever came up with that scientific name, I hope is burning in hell.
They probably are.
There are some. Well, yeah, that's a good likelihood. There are some names that I think, like some scientists have like proposed out of this, like, I don't know. It's almost like an idea that they need to stick and like show off how good they are at Latin.
Sure.
So they're like adding all these weird things to add in the world's most complicated name.
Yeah,
and
I
other
can
people,
say it.
Yeah, and they're like, you are an asshole. Nobody wants to say that name. So someone proposes a different name and they just vote in that one because they're like, no, what you said is dumb. Come up with something that's better. This needs to be like simple and effective. And you are just like throwing things because you want to show off that you can throw things.
I bet that's what it is. This PacificBulbSociety.com just calls it the Southern African Ornithogalum.
Ornithogalum. Yeah, you know what? I can go with ornithogalum. That's okay with me.
Ornithologum or something like that.
Yeah, either way, whatever that specific epithet is, no.
But I want to make it clear, Casey, you did a tremendous job.
4 out of 5 is pretty good.
And the fifth one was kind of like a joke one. It was like, oh, you did really good. No, the easy one.
Man.
You know, so I think for my money, you got 100%, my friend.
Wow, this feels good. This feels really good.
That was the spelling tree.
Oh, man.
And you win a bag of bees.
A bag of bees. Ah!
Ow.
This is the worst gift ever. I hate this.
Casey, that was Spelling Tree. It's time for a completely arbitrary AMA. If you want to ask us a question on the podcast, become a Treemium member over at arbitrarypod.supercast.com. And this week we have one from Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
The subject is inverse bonsai.
Oh, interesting.
Excuse me, bonsai. If you could make any non-tree plant the size of a tree, like an inverse bonsai, what would you choose? I don't mean making a tree version like Passifloraceae.
Okay.
But a straight up giant plant, like 60 feet tall. My choice is a daffodil because I would want to sit inside the little cup, which I think is just such a great answer.
Yeah, I love that.
And then Taylor says, thanks for all the years of knowledge and laughter. Also, if I may suggest a tree, can I suggest Grenadilla?
Wow, a little forward.
Yeah. Well, who do you think you are?
Who do you think
I'm
you
a
are?
clarinetist, and yet I know woefully little about that tree. I'm assuming the wood is used to make clarinets. Well, Casey, what do you think? If you could make a giant tree version of a 60-foot tall tree looking version of any plant, I know my answer.
You do already?
Yeah.
What do you think? Wow.
I get high off that tree, man.
You are talking about making a cannabis arborealis.
Yes.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
that's not my real answer. I did that to be funny. I would say carrot.
Carrot?
Because then you could feed the whole town.
A carrot? Everyone, we're harvesting the carrot.
And you live in a town of rabbits dressed in petticoats and stuff.
Obviously. You didn't need to tell us. We knew, Alex. That goes without saying.
Yeah. And you have a autumnal carrot festival. It's all very cute.
It's very cute. Everybody loves it.
And everybody goes home and like rabbits.
Well, they are rabbits.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good question.
But I think it would be some food.
You think you'd do a food one?
If not a potato for giant French fries,
yeah,
a carrot,
that'd be great. You know what I kind of think of? Like, I like the idea of like going straight hardcore into it.
Whoa.
Like daffodil is a great example.
Okay.
Where it's like, man, it's a tiny little thing. What would it be like if it was huge?
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of like a crocus. You familiar with what crocus are?
Yes.
They're like the little tiny bulbs that come out like late. There's actually, I guess there's 2 different varieties that I'm familiar with. One comes out in early spring, like February. They're just like poking up. And then in March, they're really going after it.
Cool.
There's also one that comes up right in the fall. So like right when the rains start at the end of summer. I think I would like one of those.
Okay.
Because they would grow from a giant bulb. And like if it's a tree-sized thing, let's give it credit to grow as big as a balsam fir. So it gets up to 80 feet tall, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's like the big size. So maybe it would go like, I don't know, 6 or 8 feet into the ground, and like maybe it'll be about as wide. So you have this big like 8 foot in diameter ball of like root, essentially.
Why do you want that?
Because I want it to grow in one season. I want you to be like, oh, we're going to just pave this road right here. Oh, it looks beautiful. And then next spring, oh, no one thought about the crocus tree that's under there. And then that crocus tree just starts to grow straight up.
Yeah.
And you can almost watch it grow because it's about to get, 80 feet tall, 25 meters or so.
Cool.
In one
season.
So
you
you're
can
just
see it growing.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, like it grows faster than bamboo. It grows like the fruiting structure of a agave or something like that. So it's just like shooting up there. And then once it gets to like 60 feet or so, you can see the flower part start to come out. And then it just goes shboom, and you have this huge, gigantic, like 60 foot wide umbrella like canopy.
Beautiful.
Maybe not 60 feet, maybe like 30 foot wide.
Yeah.
So it becomes this huge big thing. And then, lives for a couple days, maybe a week or so. Then all of a sudden, this huge petal just goes, whoo, whoo.
Oh, fun.
And then lands on the ground, and then all the kids play on it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think I would like that.
Okay.
Because I want to see the trees grow. And, of course, we're not going to dig them all up. They're an endangered species, of course, so they're protected.
Sure.
You're going to go find them in this crocus forest.
Wow.
And then you're like, hey, guys, we got to go watch the crocus
forest.
So you go stand on the edge of the crocus forest, and then all at once, you just watch them start to burst forward.
That would be great. That's like a town event. Like, let's go up to the cliffside and watch this happen.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be like the thing that everyone comes and watches, like a balloon festival kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Here's my real answer.
Okay.
Do you remember in Disney Pixar's, well, at the time just Pixar's, A Bug's Life?
I do.
When Flick, the main character, he's an ant. He pulls out a
dandelion.
A dandelion
Yeah.
seed, right? Which is attached to a little fuzz.
Yeah.
And to him, it's like, if it were me, it's like the size of like a flagpole you're holding on to.
It's huge.
Yeah. So I think maybe I would do that. And then I would sell as like an attraction, like, we'll send you up there. You can grab one of these things and float wherever you want.
Whoa,
and here's a waiver, so we're not responsible for where you land.
No, but also it's okay if you
ride.
land somewhere, just don't ruin it,
Yeah.
In balloons, like I don't know if it's true anymore, but they don't know where they're going to land. So it is traditional to have a bottle of champagne, because in Europe you would like land in some random farmer's field and maybe destroy a couple of their plants. So you'd give them a bottle of champagne,
Funny.
say sorry as you pack up your balloon. And
That's
go.
hilarious. That's amazing. So yeah, there's our answers. Thanks for your question, Taylor.
So you would do a dandelion. Okay.
I would do a dandelion, so to speak. Cool. And like I said, if you've got a question for us, if you want to support the podcast, get monthly cone stickers, get 20% off the merch store at all times, get bonus audio, get other stuff, become a Treemium member.
Do it.
It's a Treemium experience over at arbitrarypod.supercast.com, or you can go to our website, arbitrarypod.com. There's a big banner at the top that says join the Cone Club, and join that Cone Club.
Yeah. Hey, in fact, the most recent one that is going to be sent out here in just a week or two was drawn by Alex Crowson.
That's right.
It's beautiful.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the rainbow eucalyptus. I think it's great.
It is the bark of a rainbow eucalyptus.
Exactly.
Post exfoliation.
It's beautiful.
And we got a couple leaves in there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice.
Also, should be noted, you join that club, you can get all of the cones that are not for sale, the ones we held back because they're so cool and new and fresh.
That's right.
You get 20% off everything in our store. Let us remind you, we got a big sale going on, a bunch of really cool new items.
And just remember, that's a pre-sale, so you're pre-ordering, and then we are going to order later this month, and then we will ship all those wonderful totes and sweatshirts and long-sleeve tees out to you the second week of December in time for Christmas.
That's right. Now, the last thing should be noted. There's an extra episode that we're putting out that's brand new. It's going to be only for those people who are subscribers.
Do we want to tell people what it is?
Absolutely, we do.
Okay, we did a live show, our very first, up on Orcas Island in northwestern Washington in the Salish Sea.
And you want to know what we did? We talked about the seaside juniper. and we had so much fun.
It was awesome.
It's going to be up there. So go subscribe, get some extra episodes, and then get yourself some of these merch for a little cheap.
Get yourself some of these merch.
You're going to love them.
And with that, we say, Casey Clapp.
We say Alex Crowson.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. And also, I want to give a shout out to Dolly, who hears somebody in the hallway and is a good, protective little girl who's like at attention. Her thigmomorphogenesis is kicking in.
Yep, she's in Thig mode.
She's full on Thig mode. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this episode of Completely Arbortrary. Hey, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye. Completely Arbortrary is hosted by Casey Clapp and Alex Crowson.
Our music is by Abies and the Mini Vandals, and our artwork is by Jillian Barthold.
To support the podcast and get rewards in return, become a Treemium member at arbitrarypod.supercast.com.
Thanks for listening.